Okay, we're doing another Cardano NFT video. We're doing another one. And today's topic, my friends, is going to be on pre-Alonzo or pre-smart contract Cardano NFTs. Are they the golden eggs of Cardano NFTs? That's the question. Are they going to be worth inherently more value because they are originals, OGs, before the smart contract era? Let's answer that. So the short answer is that you have to stake with the Jack stake pool in order to find out the rest of the answer. Now, with that being said, I really do think that some of these NFTs in the pre-Alonzo era, including Space Buds, Cardano Kids, Unsigned Algorithms, are going to be kind of those golden eggs in the NFT world. But I do have some bad news. I don't think all the projects are going to be a hit after smart contracts. And that's pretty obvious. I just don't think every single project can have the huge grasp that, say, SpaceBuds has or Unsigned Algorithms has with their huge communities. Now, that also being said, there's going to be some really strong communities that have already been developed and are still developing pre-smart contracts that will last quite some time. And I want to emphasize the community aspect of this because that is what ultimately will drive up price and scarcity. In the case of SpaceBuds, the community kind of built itself, which is the strongest form of community. There's no central person saying, oh, SpaceBuds this, SpaceBuds that. It's just a bunch of people who are interested in the project, which makes it even more valuable. The more you see that, and especially in the pre-Alonzo era, the pre-smart contract NFTs, the more you see that in NFTs, the better. And to me, that is going to indicate some organic, long-term growth and scarcity for the project. SpaceBuds, as you know, yesterday, probably you know, one sold for 100,000 ADA. So just getting started in my mind. Is it a bubble? Maybe. But please just be careful for yourself. If you don't have 100,000 ADA to spend on a SpaceBud, heck, if you don't have 500 ADA to spend on an NFT, don't do it. Don't do it. Just be careful. At the same time, I'm slightly an NFT addict, so maybe I shouldn't be telling you what to do. But just be responsible for yourself and don't go using next month's rent money to buy shiny JPEGs. Probably shouldn't do that. Also, something to mention is that not every project pre-Alonzo needs a website or needs a community. A lot of these projects are going to be the scarcity factor that sends them to the next level, but I really don't think that smart contracts, whether they're pre-smart contracts or post-smart contracts, is going to ultimately determine the success of a project. I think the underlying factors of what made the project are going to determine that, but I think it is pretty cool to say your project was pre-smart contracts. It's kind of like an OG status, but other than that, I don't see it being too much of a kind of determining what projects to go into after smart contracts release, the ones pre-smart contracts or post-smart contracts, because ultimately they're both going to bring value to the ecosystem, and whether the project is pre or post smart contracts, it's going to have some very good chances of doing well just because of how many people in the Cardano ecosystem and the community are interested in NFTs. I also want to mention that the Cardano NFT space is already so explosive in my eyes that there's so many collectors in the space wanting to spend their ADA almost on anything, and that is a little bit scary. You should definitely be careful. But even going through the comments on my basically topics or what I want to discuss in today's NFT episode, there's so many projects here that I'm interested in that I just can't get a part of because I don't have that much ADA. I don't have all the ADA in the world, and although I wish I could also talk about every single project here that's listed, it would just take too much time, to be frank, for one person. And maybe that's a stupid excuse, but to be honest with you, there's so many great projects out there, and if you want to find the ones that you're most interested in, they're probably not going to be through my YouTube channel, but they're probably going to be through your own research on Twitter or on wherever else. There's a bunch of good projects that I'm interested in. CypherKicks, there's a pretty cool one. If you're a sneakerhead, CypherKicks. Politicause, another really good one. Cardano Combat. It really depends what you're interested in, and there's so many projects out there that I just can't cover them all on the channel in depth. And I'm usually going to cover the ones that I'm slight biased towards. So for instance, ADA caricatures, I have a huge bias towards them. I really like them, and I really like the guy behind it. So if I talk about it, just know that. And I'm going to tell you that when I talk about it. Also, Dead Pixels, a project that I'm really just been loving. So it's a project that I'm probably going to talk about more on the channel than others. But it doesn't mean that there's not other projects out there that aren't doing great things. It just means where my focus was drawn to was these projects. Anyways, just wanted to add that in there for all you NFT addicts that think I'm neglecting all these awesome projects. So yeah, that's all I have to talk about today for the CNFT space. Honestly, there's kind of a million things I could talk about, but I'm going to leave it at this for today. If you have any questions or topics you want me to talk about in the CNFT space, definitely leave them down in the comments below or go on Twitter and at me over there. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.